Hi everyone. So it's about 2 o'clock in the morning right now in little old New Zealand, and I just got back from a friend's place, and while I was driving home I got stopped over by the police checking for alcohol. Good thing I wasn't drinking driving. Woohoo! And the thing is that I saw a lot of young people lined up outside their cars because they had been stopped because they were drinking driving. And I wanted to dedicate this video today to young people on the streets because it's really important that young people aren't getting behind the wheel after they've been drinking, and just making sure that they're really safe on the roads and what you can do to help them get there, or at least prevent anything bad happening on the roads. As most of you, or some of you, or actually all of you I hope, will know, New Zealand is hosting the Rugby World Cup right now, and there are a lot of tourists and young people out on the roads. There are also a lot of locals and a lot of local young people on the roads, and although the police are doing their best, and I've probably been stopped, I don't know, more times than I have been in the past 4 years by the cops throughout the last month, I think it's really important to remember some of the basic safety rules on the streets, on the roads. So here we go, the first one. Set the rules. Make sure you set the rules with your young person around them driving. It doesn't matter whether you're living in New Zealand and it's World Cup season, or whether you're living on the other side of the world. The rules are very different in different countries, but it's really important that you teach your young person to actually follow them. And as an example, in New Zealand, we have 3 steps of licenses. And as an example, the second one is your restricted license. And one of the rules there is when you're on your restricted license, you can only travel alone, unless there's someone with a full license next to you, and you can only travel alone up until 10 PM at night. Now, why I'm mentioning this is because it's really important. When you're setting the rules, it's not just a legal matter, it's also a matter of what rules you've set in place for your young person in general. So for example, if their curfew is 11 PM, they actually can't be driving between 10 and 11. So make sure that you keep those, I guess, some of those legal rules in mind when you're making up, for example, a curfew, or even if you're trying to make up a rule around who uses the car. For example, if your teenager is using your car, perhaps maybe it's a matter of setting up a timetable or a schedule when each of you gets to drive it. The second one is help and trust. When I was learning how to drive, my dad taught me at first, and then he decided to hire a driving instructor because he got really sick of teaching me. I'm just kidding. But I think it was really important for me to have a driving instructor with me, because when I went to sit my license, my different stages of license, I noticed that there were some little things that my dad may not have been able to tell me that the driving instructor did. And I think that really helped me, even just hearing the rules from someone that's not a parent. And as a lot of you I'm sure would know, that sometimes some things that adults say are more valid if they're coming out of the mouth of someone who's not your parent. And the third one, I guess, it follows on from sort of the help and trust issue, because after you give them as much help as you can, the only thing you can do is trust and make sure that they're driving safely on the roads and they're following all the rules. But the third point is to educate them, not just teach them how to drive, not just trust them to drive and be all right on the roads, but to educate them around some of the dangers on the roads. Obviously, I mean, something like drink driving is an issue, so you know, a big no-no there. But like, I guess one of the key things actually that I remember that my dad told me was, when you're driving, watch out for all the parked cars. So, and it sounds so simple, but you know what? I would have probably ended up in a crash by now if my dad didn't tell me about the flinging car doors that come out of nowhere. I've had about 3 people do that to me over the past year, and it's not cool, but luckily I was able to, understand that I need to keep away from some of those parked cars, because sometimes people don't watch out when they're trying to open their doors. So, I guess, yeah, the last point is just to educate them about some of the things that you've picked up around driving, because you have all this wisdom and we really want to hear it. So that's it from me, the three points, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Have a fantastic night and drive safe. Bye.